Almost all Christmas cookies evoke nostalgia. Memories of balls of dough formed by an ice cream scooper, baked on a sheet tray and stored in a cookie tin. But there was always one cookie that kind of caught my attention a bit more than others. For me, the most unforgettable Christmas cookie, the Spritz Cookie. I remember it having a distinct flavor. Where most Christmas cookies were sugar cookies, this was a butter cookie. A more refined flavor that even my undeveloped palate at the time could recognize.
Bless this highly nutritious, microwavable macaroni and cheese dinner. Amen.
But the real thing that stood out to me as a kid was that it was made with a culinary weapon, of course, the Spritz gun. Flash a culinary weapon like this in front of a 5-year-old boy is akin to dangling salmon in front of a grizzly bear. And making these Spritz cookies with my mom as a kid was the very first memory I have of doing anything in the kitchen. And as 39 quickly approaches, it's stuff like that that keeps me connected to my past, and it's what we're gonna be cooking today. So to make these, we're gonna be using a KitchenAid, and I'm gonna be using the paddle attachment. And into the bowl goes 2 sticks of softened, unsalted butter. Then to that, 1 cup of powdered sugar. These are gonna get creamed together, but before that, I'm just gonna assemble the rest of the dry ingredients. Then into a bowl, we're gonna sift 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And just like I've shown you before, when you're not weighing flour, what you're doing is spooning it into a measuring cup very lightly. If you kind of use your measuring cup to dig into the flour, you're gonna create a very dense cup of flour, which could create dry baked goods. Then sift it. 2.5 of those. Then to that, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, or a nice little pinch. And then we have some vanilla extract and a room temp egg. Now we can get our stand mixer set up and begin the process of creaming our butter and sugar. We're gonna let that just go, incrementally increasing the speed until we get to about medium-high speed, and we're gonna let that cream for 5 minutes. We just want the volume to increase. We want it to become much lighter in color and fluffier and airy. Sort of what you're looking for. Next up, we can add our vanilla extract, about a little teaspoon of that, and then the 1 egg. Get that mixed in. And what you're looking for here is for that egg to get fully incorporated. As it gets initially broken, it kind of breaks into the eggs and sugar, but then if you mix it long enough, you'll mix it till it's fully incorporated and you'll see no streaks of egg left. You wanna make sure everything is homogenized into the mixture. I also now want to turn my cookies a nice festive green for the holidays. So I got some natural food coloring here. I'm gonna add just about 1 drop. To get that food coloring worked in, once the flour is in there, you run the risk of not getting it fully incorporated before you overwork that flour. Now I'm gonna start to slowly add in our sifted flour. Give it a nice one last mix. Make sure all that flour is worked in. And it is quite a thick dough. You know, this is not going to spread out. It's gonna hold its shape. Now we can stuff our cookie weapon. And I'm gonna do a couple shapes. I'm gonna do a nice little Christmas tree. And I might do a little snowflake. And maybe I'll try, this is like the classic one I think I remember my mom doing. So we gotta fill this bad boy up. Now the dough is slightly Play-Doh-like, so you can almost just grab it and shove it in. Now it is important to note, we're going to be pressing these cookies onto a sheet tray that is ungreased without parchment paper. That is key. We need these to stick to the sheet tray, and because of that stickage, it also prevents it from spreading out. So it's also gonna help it hold its shape. What we're I'm gonna start by me, and then all we have to do, I believe, press down. And that sheet tray perfectly uses up 1 clip of the dough. This time we'll go with snowflakes. And let me show you all out there in the audience, that was as fun as it looked. Now we're gonna add a little color. These are these non-Periels, like little balls of sprinkles. So we're gonna do this before you bake. These go into a 350-degree oven and they're gonna bake for about 8 minutes or so. I'm looking for a little browning underneath the edges of the cookie, but no color on top. Now, if you don't have your holiday gifts by now, you're in trouble. So as a coffee lover myself, let me offer you one idea. Thanks to our sponsor today, Trade Coffee. Now, as a new coffee snob, I value my coffee highly, and I need coffee in my apartment at all times, which is why a service like Trade Coffee is so valuable. Trade is USA's #1 rated specialty coffee marketplace. They curate all the country's top coffees from local roasters in one place. Then they help you shop and brew with confidence with hundreds of options delivered fresh to your door. And as far as gifts are concerned, you can get somebody who loves coffee a 3-month, 6-month, or 1-year subscription to Trade Coffee. And they offer gift boxes like brew kits, coffee sets, and cold brew kits, which is my method of choice. And you can get any of those things for under $200. And best of all, Trade's trained baristas are here with tips, recommendations, and guidance so that you can brew the perfect cup every time. And the coffees they sell have something for everyone. From dark roast and single origins to decafs and espressos, and all their coffee is roasted and shipped within 48 hours. So whether you're an advanced coffee lover or you're just a novice looking to upgrade your coffee routine, Trade's got something for everyone. Now, you don't have much time, so what you're gonna do is head on down to the description or visit drinktrade.com/notanothercookingshow to give your loved ones the gift of coffee. Halfway through the cooking process, you wanna rotate the cookies so they brown evenly. And after about 8 to 10 minutes, you wanna look around, and if you see a little browning around the bottom of the cookies, we can get those out of the oven. After a couple minutes, when they're cool enough to touch, you can just get them off of the sheet tray, let them cool on a wire rack. Tender, buttery, crisp, infinitely better than a sugar cookie. You could serve those just as is, throw them in a cookie tin, you're ready to go. But, have you ever had a Milano cookie? You know, those Pepperidge Farm cookies with 2 butter cookies with a little chocolate in between? We're gonna go with that approach. So I'm gonna make a little ganache. I'm gonna take some semi-sweet chocolate and some heavy cream. Now, a ganache ratio is 2 parts chocolate to 1 part cream. So basically what I'm gonna do is weigh out about 4 ounces of heavy cream. I'm just gonna pop this in the microwave until it is hot. It's about 160, 170. That's a good temperature for this. I'm gonna add 8 ounces of the chocolate. Then just let that steam for like a minute or 2. Then we can stir it up and make the ganache. And just stir it up until it forms a chocolate ganache. Now, one thing to note about chocolate is the hotter it is, the looser it is. Hit it with a little salt. And then once it's nice and beautifully combined, it's gonna thicken, it's gonna hold these cookies together. Let this chill in the fridge. Now it looks like our chocolate is nice and thick, spreadable, and sticky enough to hold these cookies together. So essentially, I'm gonna take a little bit of chocolate on one of these little spatulas and just put a little dollop on each. You could leave some as the cookie sandwiches filled. You could leave some that are not. However you want to do it. It's beautiful, it's festive, it's fun, it's perfect. Then all you gotta do is pack them in a little tin. There's really no other time like Christmas to remind you of where you came from. Even something as little as a cookie takes you right back home. Recipe for this is gonna be in my holiday plan of attack. This is my little ebook, my little home for all my holiday recipes that I sell at the end of the year for November and December, help support the channel, and to give you something that will ensure that you enjoy your holiday as much as I do. The link for this is gonna be down in the description. That's all that I have today. I'll see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself. Go feed yourself.